As a hiker, I'm always on the move when I'm out in nature, and as one of the vast majority of people out there with a rapidly shrinking attention span, my brain is always on the move too. As a bit of proof, I've collected many a National Geographic magazine over the years, but I don't think I've ever sat down long enough to read a story in one of these from start to finish. I've always told myself that a picture is worth 1,000 words, so I would just flip through, look at the incredible photography, and ignore all of the context. I'd like to change that. I want to slow down long enough to, 1, finally feel like I'm actually resting my brain sometimes, and 2, be able to truly observe and take in the nature around me. Ironically, you know who does that better than anyone? Wildlife photographers, which is why for the next 30 days I'm putting down my trekking poles and picking up a camera. In week 1, we'll be heading to a big park local to me here in the city that is home to tons of wild birds and a big herd of deer in a test of my camera skills. In week 2, we'll travel down to the North Norfolk coast to visit RSPB Titchwell Marsh in an attempt to find some rarer birds, specifically the Eurasian spoonbill, which is a very rare breeding bird in the UK. This will be a big test of my observation skills. Then, in week 3, my final test will be to start very early in the morning to find a remote spot in the forest and sit there for hours with zero distractions as a test of my attention span. Let's see if I can slow down enough to capture some photos like the ones I've admired in these pages and hopefully fix my attention span while we're at it. Thank you to Passenger for sponsoring this video. Before we start though, I just want to let you know that I have been doing a bit of at-home studying with my camera. I have been into photography for quite a while now, but I've always been a bit scared to use manual settings. So as an extra challenge for this video, I'm going to only be using manual the entire time, which means I have to learn how, I think it's called the exposure triangle works. But I've been using good resources like, I think Simon de Montreon is how you say it. He's got a great channel on YouTube all about photography, but a lot of wildlife photography tips as well. So I will link his channel in the description if you're interested in learning like actual photography advice. But I want the main challenge to be whether we can be focused and in the zone enough to be able to spot these wild animals in their natural habitats. So being able to keep what I've learned in the back of my mind while also dealing with the urge to doom scroll on my phone, that's going to be the main challenge of this video. Our first stop, Woollerton Park. Now I think this will be a pretty easy first test for me. I'm not sure it'll do anything for my attention span, but I do think we'll be able to test the waters of trying to shoot some wildlife photography. There are lots of deer there that have apparently been roaming around since the 14th century, and kind of strangely for the UK, you can sometimes spot bright green parakeets there. They'll definitely be trickier to spot than the deer, but if we keep our eyes out, we might be able to find some. Okay, you can tell there's a lot of foot traffic at this place because of all these cars here. Not the wildest of places, but there are animals. There are quite often deer in that field behind me, but I don't know, there's the odd sunbather over there, so I'm not sure we'll see any. How am I ever meant to spot any birds in all of this? Would you like to see the outfit? Pretty sure this is not what wildlife photographers wear, but that's what I went with. There's a little magpie in that tree. See if I can get some pictures of him. God, it's kind of hard to look in the viewfinder when you're wearing glasses. That was a mistake. I don't really know what I'm doing with my aperture settings. I feel like the highlights have blown out a bit, but I think I'm gonna move on. Oh, there's 2 magpies now. They're just chilling together in their little tree. Sorry, I'm trying to use this fence as like a tripod because it's so hard to get stable for a video. Oh my god, I think I can hear those ring-necked parakeets. Where are they? Somewhere in there. They're green, so they're really blending in right now. Let's see if I can. I think I see one. Let me see if I can get my camera on it. There's so much going on everywhere. I can't grab them. Oh, is that one?
I think I've got it. It's really hard to see it against a bright green backdrop when it itself is bright green. I have no idea what that is that I've just got. I don't know, I might have to get one of you guys to ID it for me. It's just over there in that tree. Okay, let's see if we can get some more of those parakeets. Oh my god. Oh! They're so hard to catch when they're flying. They're all still up in that tree up there. I don't think you can see on this camera, but I filmed some very shaky clips of them on this camera, so hopefully you can see them on there. Oh, it just flew! It just flew up there. Guys, that was so cool. Okay, camera battery is already on 19%. I think I've got to start turning the camera off, but that's really scary because, you know, that's a few precious seconds that I could lose after catching sight of a bird. Oh my god, I was just walking quickly because I didn't think there was anything there. Can you see them? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. They're just chilling. Are you seeing this dude? Well, these dudes. Two bros chilling on the grass. I can't even fit them in the frame, that's how close I am. Oh my god. I didn't think I would get this close to them. And I'm kind of freaking out. I'm gonna head back to the lake even though it is filled with people. Because I want to see if I can find any more like water favouring birds. Oh my god, I put my camera away, like put the lens cap on, put it in its bag, but look what I've just stumbled across. It's the whole herd. They're really just chilling over there. Love that for them. That was my idea of a very nice day out. Although it feels very nice to not be lugging around that camera gear anymore. The question is though, did that help me slow down my brain and stop my thoughts going a million miles a minute? Well, in terms of affecting my, you know, urge to doom scroll that many of us deal with, I think that it cured me, you know, being occupied mentally and physically with other things really did the trick. I didn't think about getting on my phone once. However, I think my thoughts were still going a million miles a minute. I was so busy thinking about all of the people around me, trying to spot the animals, and honestly, because there was so much going on, I was spoilt for choice, but I was just worried about missing something constantly. So my brain was a bit of a mess, the process was a bit of a mess, and also I feel like my gear was a bit of a mess too. Every time I had an opportunity, I had to stop, get this camera ready, get that camera ready, put the tripod on, which doesn't really fit in the bag, so I'm fumbling around with my pockets and trying not to lose sight of the bird and make a bunch of noise. It was just very chaotic, like my brain. As happy as I am with some of those shots, I've realised that if I'm going to survive a higher stakes trip, like the one I'm planning next, I'm definitely going to need to sort my gear out. Speaking of gear, Passenger heard about my struggles carrying all of my camera equipment and they very kindly kitted me out for this challenge. When I told them that I was having trouble organising everything and that I needed to have easy access to things like batteries and lenses, they recommended I get the Trailscape 30 litre backpack. And honestly guys, this was a game changer. I'm filming this from the future, and while I won't give you any spoilers about the outcome of my spoonbill search, let's
let's just say this backpack was instrumental in keeping me comfortable outside for as long as possible, all while struggling through a heatwave. My favourite feature on this bag are the two pockets on the straps. One is a sleeve pocket for quick and easy access to a vlogging camera or a phone, and the other is zipped with this kind of internal mesh barrier, which does an amazing job at stopping things like camera batteries or snacks from falling out while you're rooting around. I also loved the 3D foam back panel. It really feels like it keeps a channel of airflow against your back, which keeps you cool. That combined with the adjustability of the straps made me feel well up to lugging around my heavy camera gear all day without tiring myself out. It's lightweight, durable, made with recycled materials, and it's just a great bit of kit for any hiker, wildlife photographer, or outdoor enthusiast like me. If you'd like to check out the Trailscape, click the link in my description to get 10% off your order and support the channel all at the same time. Huge thanks to Passenger for being my first ever sponsor on this channel, and thank you, audience, for also supporting the channel too. Let's see past me head to Norfolk to see if we can find the elusive spoonbill. Okay, I just got to RSPB Titchwell. I'm very excited. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just looking at the map and look at all those marshlands. I think that's going to be my best bet for finding some cool birds. Can you hear that? I just spoke to the most helpful RSPB guy ever. He sent me on the west, I think it's the West Bank path. Oh, Robin! Can you see him? Hello? He's just chilling here, look. It's quite hard to do one-handed. You are so cute. What a little model that Robin was. It's quite bright out here. I hope you can see me okay. But yeah, what a great start to this little trip. I'm so excited. Anyway, this is my setup. Not sure if you can see. I've got my very handy passenger bag holding the majority of my gear, and also this is where my like vlogging camera goes, and it's holding my mic there. And then attached to it I have my camera bag, so I can just slot my camera in here. Guys, if my gear setup was like rushed and messy before, I feel like an expert now. I've got so much like easy accessible stuff. Like I would never be able to get that Robin so quickly if I didn't have my camera gear all here, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to catch it on this camera as well. But basically my goal today is to capture the European spoonbill, because I just think they're the silliest looking birds. I would love to see one of those. To get to that, we've got to go to an island hide, it's called, and another hide that I can't remember the name of, but RSPB man said that those two would be the best bet for a spoonbill, so that's where we're headed. By the way, guys, we are mid-heatwave in the UK. I think it's about 30 degrees outside. As you can see, there's no shade back there, so got to brave the elements for this. This is some of what we might find in this area. I'm going to start keeping my voice down and see if I can spot anything. Behind the sound of all those black-headed gulls, I think they're called, I can definitely hear some reed warblers. And now is a really bad time to realise that I didn't bring my binocular. Or binocular? What's the word for a single binocular? Monocular, that's it. I forgot to bring it. So I'm just stuck kind of just trying to use my camera to hunt out these birds. Not having much luck from this side, at least. Let's continue on. This time I am actually trying to slow down and not just sprint to the hide. I am just trying to stop and stay in one place, even though this might not be the ideal spot. Just trying to slow my mind down, not keep, running to the next thing. And it's actually really nice just to listen to all of the birds and look at that beautiful view out there. Isn't it so nice? Okay,
I'll let you know when I get to the hide or if I see anything else interesting. Okay, hide number 1. Island hide. Let's see what we can see out there. Right now it's just a lot of gulls. Well, not just gulls. Gulls are nice too. I know people have bad experiences with gulls, but I won't hear any gull slander on this channel. Can you hear them up there? Just having a natter. It's so funny how they're just hovering like that. Maybe I can get underneath them. Whoa! Guys! Chill! This is actually my first time in a hide. I'm whispering so I don't disturb the other people and the birds. I'm going to hang out here for a bit and see if I can see any other birds, but I've always got gulls if there's nothing else. Thank you for your help. Good luck. We're going to head to that other hide now. I'm getting a bit peckish actually. That's the thing about slowing down and thinking about how you're feeling and chilling out. You start to notice that you're hungrier a lot sooner. And I haven't got any snacks. But look how stunning it is. It's just lovely being out here. It's hard to think about life troubles when you're just looking at all of this. Someone else just pointed out another bird. There was a marsh harrier getting mobbed by some gulls. Gulls are not escaping these allegations, but I was just too slow. I couldn't work out how to get my camera to focus quick enough, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll switch to manual, do it that way, but by the time I'd done all that, already gone. You snooze, you lose in this game, which is hard when I'm trying to be slower. I think in this case, patience is key. Did you see that? That was crazy. Okay, time for the next hide. Come on, spoonbill. You know you want to be seen. So far, it has proved very elusive. Do spoonbills prefer freshwater or saltwater? We've got saltwater this side. Okay, apparently spoonbills prefer freshwater, although they can feed from both, so I'm going to head over to that side of the hide, see if I can spot any. Fingers crossed. Not sure we're going to be able to find one. Trying to have a look where on the map did they say the spoonbills were. Not sure if you can see that, but they were right there. It should be over there somewhere. That was this morning, so could have moved on, or I just can't see far enough because I haven't got binoculars. Idiot. I've managed to find some shade just next to one of the hides here, but oh my god, it's hot. It's 31 degrees here, which might not be a lot to some of you, but it's hot for me, okay? It's very hot for me. And I haven't eaten some breakfast, and I haven't got my binoculars. I've not seen a spoonbill. I don't know. I don't want to give up, but I think the elements might be a bit too much for me today. I will say though, I did sign up to be an RSPB member, and this means I can go to any other RSPB place, and maybe one day I'll find my spoonbill. Okay, just gonna have to remember that even if we don't get, you know, the magical spoonbill photo that I wanted. I had a really nice time and it's been really relaxing. I think being forced to speak in a kind of low voice is also very relaxing in itself. Just being quiet and observing, which is what I came out here to do, to be fair. I just wish I could get over there. I feel like that's where they'd be. Right, I'm going to move away from that hide. See if I can go a bit further along towards the sea. We've got some more sea-like environments here. And because we're near the sea, it's now super windy, so you might not be able to hear me very well, but let's see if we can see anything down here. I just saw and heard, actually I heard it first, put it into my Merlin app, and then I was able to pick it out, a bunch of oyster catchers. I'd never seen them before, so that was really fun. It's right perked me up, and I really like that their orange beak matches my orange back. It's meant to be to boost my mood. It's just peeking out. How nice is that? This has been a really nice trip. And those trees in the background look like curlews. You see what I'm seeing? Those two? I'll try and take a photo. I was like packed up and ready to go, and I thought, oh, I'll just get my camera out, see if I can have a look over there. And I even switched to manual focus because it like zooms in the viewfinder for you. That's the only way I was able to see. And I think they have that weird little, well, spoon-shaped bill. I think that's them. Oh my god, I can't be 100% sure because they're so far away and my camera is struggling to get that far, but I think I'm seeing two spoonbills right now. I'm currently perched on this bench so that I can get a steadier shot, but I'm going to try and get some. They're probably going to be super blurry, but I don't care. I'm so happy right now. Oh my god! I feel like I waited so long for this. Guys. I can't believe that I'm seeing them right now. And now I'm seeing two of them. Actually three, but two of them are right next to each other. I'm hoping and praying that some of these photos aren't blurry because they're so far away. They're just about right at the edge of my ability to focus. I don't know what the proper word for that is, but I can't believe it. I'm not crying, it's just so windy that it's pushing water out of my eyes, but I could cry. I'm just so excited. They look so silly. Oh my god. I can't leave them, look, they're just behind me over there, right at the far edge, near all those reeds. I can't believe it. Honestly, I feel speechless. Okay, moment of reflection over. I'm going to get to the car because I am feeling pretty faint from the lack of food. But I'm just so glad that I came here and I brought you along for the ride. And I'm so glad that I saw those spoonbills. I feel so lucky right now. Honestly, if you need to feel gratitude in your life, go outside and look at some wildlife. Guys, I was dreading this part of the video. I actually considered deleting this part of the video plan because I'm just so not a morning person. It's starting to look a bit lighter outside. I need to get a move on. I have arrived. Can you tell I haven't really spoken yet apart from to you guys? Someone else has just arrived and I feel like it's such a weird time that I'm not really scared, but it's kind of like, oh, why are you out at this time? Same as me, or are you gonna kidnap me? I did see the sun rising as I was driving. It's not fully risen yet, but it was looking really big and orange, so I think that's coming soon. So I'm gonna head out, get my spot, and I guess get settled in for the morning. I'm gonna try and be as quiet as possible because the whole point of me coming out this early is that A, this is when the animals are most active, I think, but B, because there aren't many people around to scare the animals away, so I don't want to be counterintuitive and scare them away myself. I just saw a rabbit, oh my god, or a hare or something. Just run over there. Is that a squirrel? I think this is definitely a good spot because you can't really see me from any other paths. Let's get my camera out. Okay, so I didn't get a full ghillie suit, but I did get this kind of ghillie suit blanket. I'm just trying to look around and see what I can see in my camera. Okay, I'm gonna sit in the quiet for a while and see how long I can go without feeling the need to do something else. I think he's like kind of seen me, but he's not 100% sure. He's so close. He was just there. I know that was just a grey squirrel, you know. I'm just really happy to have seen any animal out here, and the fact that it came from like quite far away and then kept coming in closer and closer, and then I think it spotted me and then started kind of like investigating me and almost posing for the camera to see if I got any good shots. Can you see that? Keep hearing stuff. It's freaking me out a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna keep listening out for animals and hopefully nothing else, and I'll see you in a bit. Not the best sleep, but did not get an early night. Got to make sure I do my Merlin. Nothing new yet. I just want to say that the whole time I've been here, I felt really calm, and I'll be honest, I was weirdly anxious before I set off because, you know, it was still really dark. I was tired, I wanted to go back to bed. I was worried about this part of the video being a bust and being really boring and stuff like that, but I just want to say that this has been really enjoyable so far, and I've literally just spent my time looking around and observing and kind of just trying to be a part of the nature and listen to what's around me. And I think this is everything that I feel like was missing from my hike sometimes. Now don't get me wrong, I love hiking, but this I feel like is just an extra layer of, you know, being connected to nature. Not just running from place to place anymore, I'm sat in one spot long enough for nature to come to me, and that's really cool. I think especially with this camouflage, I really feel like I'm a part of it. And you know what, if I don't end up seeing something extraordinary, I feel like that will be kind of finally experiencing both sides of the coin of wildlife
photography because I've been very lucky with seeing animals so far that I feel like it's only right that I don't see much this time. I feel like a big part of wildlife photography is going out and trying to get out there and see something, even though you have that knowledge that you might not see anything, you might not get the shot. It's doing it anyway, just because you want to try, just in case you do find something extraordinary. Okay guys, it has been 2 hours without really going on my phone. The only thing I've gone on my phone for was to use the Merlin app, but apart from that, I've just been sat here chilling, and I don't think you understand how crazy that is for me. I'd like to say this has been a real challenge, but it's actually been really, really easy. That being said though, I think it will be a really nice full circle moment if I can take this opportunity to finally read a story front to back in one of these Nat Geo magazines. Wow, that's a good shot. How cool. But anyway, I'm gonna sit back, read this, and just chill for a little while off the grid. Guys, I did it. I did it. I read the full cover story. Are you proud of me? This feels very full circle moment right now. It's definitely lightening up. It's quite an overcast day, but the sun is definitely up. So I think I might pack up my stuff, put it in the car, and just take my camera and my bag, see if I can find anything else. I switched to this camera setup, which is always a favourite of mine. This Peak Design camera clip has fit very easily onto the Trailscape backpack. So it just means I've got quick access whenever I need it. Really handy and hands-free. So yeah, I'm just going for another little explore and see if I can find anything. It's a bit later in the morning now. I think it's been about 3.5 hours since I arrived. I can definitely hear what I think is a goldcrest. New bird for my life list. I couldn't get any photos. They're just so bloody small. And they were zipping around, and I was shooting like into the sky, so it was really bright because it's overcast. I feel like this video might have been a bit of an anticlimax because, you know, the wildest place I've been so far has had the least wildlife. And a lot of actually finding wildlife is to do with putting the hours in and spending more and more time outside. And I can't fabricate that for the video. I can only put the hours in and keep going and hoping that, I don't know, maybe you guys want to follow me on Instagram because I'll probably post some wildlife photos there. But unfortunately for this video, I would like to post it pretty soon. So I can't wait weeks and weeks while I spend more and more time outside to find some crazy wild animal that has never been seen before. To show off my new wildlife photography skills, I'm keeping it real by showing that not every time you go out is going to be a win, and that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to head back so I can look at these photos and see if we have any final thoughts about this challenge. But just thinking now, I feel like this has been a very relaxing and zen experience with moments of excitement as well. Like the excitement of seeing those spoonbills for the first time in my life after looking for them all day. That was something else. But then also sitting in the forest in the tranquil quiet, just hearing trees creak and birds singing to each other. I just feel like that's something that we should all experience. I don't know why, I'm almost getting emotional about it. I just feel like that's something that we really need more of. A connection to nature, connection to wildlife. Just a reminder that these things are out here and they need our support to keep going. We need to protect places like this and, you know, more natural habitats for them and stop polluting their air, their water,
We just need to remember what it's like to be a part of the nature. And I feel like this challenge of living like a wildlife photographer has definitely gotten me one step closer to being a part of nature and one step further away from being stuck on my phone scrolling for hours and hours, wasting away my day. Okay, where am I?
Okay, when I finally managed to get out of the woods and get home, I let some time pass to see how the challenge actually affected my day-to-day life and see if it fixed my attention span. Now, of course, I still find myself getting distracted, especially when I'm at home with screens and stuff around me, but I do feel like I'm able to notice more when I get that urge to just get on my phone. And of course, I still love to be on the move. I'm a hiker, but I feel like I've learned to hike a bit differently now. Since filming this video, I found myself spotting more and more wild animals while out on hikes, which is something that, you know, you'd spot the odd sheep or cow or bird, but I'm definitely noticing things that I wouldn't have noticed before. In fact, I was able to spot this incredibly camouflaged grouse in the Peak District, which I was so happy with. I don't think I've ever seen one on a hike before. And it was because of the observation and patience that I'd developed from making this video that I was able to spot it. And it wasn't like the distractions weren't there either. I was there with friends and my partner. There were lots of people around, like the distractions were there, but I was still able to just take the time to look around and notice what was around me. I feel like I'm finally learning how to slow down and look a bit deeper. I do still think a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I think it's worth more than that too. It's thousands of hours spent outside waiting and searching, thousands of distractions ignored, and thousands of attempts to get the right shot. I didn't even end up getting the shots of the spoonbills that I actually wanted, but this is enough for me to know that I spent hours out on that nature reserve and I nearly gave up, but I didn't, and I did end up seeing what I came there to see. I know that I had to search through so many photos to see the one shot of the parakeets that I actually really liked. Like, these are not perfect pictures, but they're proof to me that I was able to get up and try something new. Obviously, I'm really happy that I've got some shots that I really like, but I think this experience has really taught me that even if I don't get the perfect photo to remember something by, the actual reward is that I'm happy to be able to appreciate something as it happens in the moment, distraction-free, which ultimately I think is far more worth it than a picture. Anyway, I hope this video inspires you to get outside and try something new. Let me know how you get on if you do end up trying wildlife photography or if you have any advice. Thank you again to Passenger for sponsoring this video. Thank you to my patrons and members for supporting the channel, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.